So first we're going to talk about the different subwoofer options that we have available for the BMW i4. So what you're looking at here is a subwoofer that I installed, which is the L7 12-inch kicker sub with enclosure. So I'm using a kicker sub and a kicker amp. This is a slightly cheaper option than the JL Audio subwoofer and amp. However, this is a 12-inch sub, whereas the max sub size that you could fit for JL is the 10-inch. So this is going to hit slightly harder and be slightly cheaper. However, this requires a little more work, more modification, and for most people, I would recommend this sub here, which is the JL Audio TW3 Power Wedge enclosure. This is the angled enclosure from my 5 Series subwoofer install. So either TW3 Power Wedge boxes will fit, but they have to be 10-inch. Unfortunately, the 12-inch does not fit at all. You can also go with the TW1 Power Wedge Plus with the built-in amplifier in the box, and that 10-inch option will also fit. However, that comes with a TW1, which is a sub that hits slightly less. And as you can see here, for the 10-inch boxes, even if it's a kicker or JL, you can move the sub box to one side and mount the amp inside the storage space right next to the amp. In addition, with the 10-inch boxes, you can also leave the grill on top of the subwoofer. So this works for both JL subs and the kicker subs. You can have a grill with the deck lid on top and it won't hit the subwoofer. So once again, I prefer the JL TW3 10-inch, but I wanted a little bit more bass, so I went with the kicker. All right, here we have the parts for the build. To start off, we have this L7T 12-inch kicker sub in a prefab kicker box. Along with that, we have a kicker 800 watts RMS CXA 800.1. We're going to be running this at 2 ohms, so it's going to be 600 watts RMS. We have a low line converter, and we also have a kicker L7 12-inch grill.
All right, guys, so today we're going to install a kicker subwoofer along with an amp, and right now we're going to take apart the trunk. So what you need to take apart the trunk is a flathead screwdriver, a T40 and a T20, and then preferably a small plastic pry bar. This is not required, but it makes it a little bit easier. So let's get to work. First things first, removing this panel. Just pops right off. Next, inside, I'm going to remove this piece right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips. So I'm just going to quickly take these out. Ooh, with my finger, if I could, but instead I'll use a flathead. 1, 2, 3. And 4, 5. Okay, so here's 6. Now this will pop out right out as soon as you take out this plastic piece right here. Just pull straight up like so. Place that to the side. Then this should just pull right out. Put that to the side. And now I'll put my tools right here. Okay, so next I'm going to want to take out this whole panel. First, remove this. I'm going to want to get in the trunk here. Put down these seats. Just make things easier. And then step back out real quick. Oops. So here, there's going to be a screw right behind here. You're going to need to take out this. There's a screw behind this cap and a screw behind this cap, and then you're going to need to pull this plastic piece out. So let's see. First things first, I can hop back in. I can pull out this piece. So there's going to be 3 clips that go into the metal, and then 1 plastic clip on the side over here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I can slide this in right here. And there's 1, probably 2, and then pull this straight back, and this whole thing pops out like so. So you see 1, 2, and 3, and then a white plastic clip right here. So I'll put that to the side. And now you have exposed a plastic clip here. Same thing, pop that out. Place that to the side. Now we could remove this thing right here. Little plastic piece right here. And it hides a screw. This is where you need your T20. So I'll put this in. Okay. Just a little screw like this. Put that to the side. Now we gotta take this plastic clips off. Pop it off. There's two little notches right here that hold it in. This is where you need your T40. So, there's gonna be one more back here. Flathead. So the passenger side here is a hard side since there's extra 12 volt here, light, and there's an extra sensor on this side. So the other side's a lot simpler. There's not all the extra plugs, but here, we'll just pull this out like this. Like so. You want to be careful because on this side there's a bunch of plugs. If you look here, let me pull the camera over here. It'll be a lot easier. Okay. So here, we got a plug here for the cigarette lighter. We got a light here. We have a sensor here. And then on the bottom, right on the bottom here, you're going to see this is the release lever. So first thing I'm going to do is push out this light, bring it forward, and then pull it back in. The cigarette lighter here, if you can see, is there's a little red thing tab here. You pull this out. On the back side, you can push in on the clip with your finger, and then it'll just pull right out. So here is a similar, on the very base of the plug, this green thing attaches to this black plastic here. What you could do is, throw this back through. In the middle between the two black areas, you push this down a little bit, and then you could pull back, and the whole clip comes out like that. So now the only thing left is this handle right here, the release handle on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is move that light, and then I'm going to push this through like so. Once it's pushed through, I can then slide this back out through here, and now this whole panel can come out like so. So once this whole panel comes out, you can take a look, and there's the fuse box that we're going to have to take out. Now, like I said, the other side is just the same way, same clip, same everything. All right, so now we're going to remove this fuse box that's on the passenger side here. Basically, this fuse box right here, there's a power supply that comes directly from the battery on this side. We just need to tap this plug, and this thing just pops out. There's two actually clips holding it in. One on this side right here, and then one right behind this unit. So this unit right here, all you gotta do is pull out this little black tab a little bit, and pull down, and this unit just comes right out. Put that to the side. And then the other tab is actually right behind here, right there. So I got this plastic flat pry bar here, and I'm just gonna jump in here and loosen one up first. So let me see, I see it's right there. So I'm trying to pry this up and pull out this fuse box. So now it's loose on this side. I need to do the same to this side right here. Like so. So now the whole fuse box is out. You can see the power wire comes in here. There's a little plastic panel right here. It actually says open here. So you could pop this open. It's just a little window right here. And then you can see there's a bolt right there that's holding the plug in. So what we want to do is just tap this here. Fortunately for me, I'm just using a really small 8-gauge wire because my power cord is going to be pretty short, probably less than 4 feet. So it's not going that big of a distance. So I'm actually going to run it down this side right here, which is from the bottom because it'll fit underneath. If you're using a bigger wire, you might not have that option. You might need to run it back the same way that these wires are coming in. So you might need to go back out on this left side over here. All right, so now I'm going to take and attach my power wire to this bolt right here. And in order to take out this bolt's a 13 millimeter. So I have one right here. Okay. I'm going to take my power right here, taking out the fuse just in case, putting it back together, and then we're just going to tap this in, call it a day. Tighten that up. So now, as you can see, got my power cord running out the bottom. And then I'm just gonna put this all back together, close up the cap, and put it back on. Okay. Close this up. Have this run out the back. And this fuse box is just gonna snap right back in. Boom, like that. Put this module back, call it a day.
So now I'm going to take apart the left side of the trunk. It's the same exact thing as the right side, except there's less plugs and clips that we need to take off, so it's a lot easier. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have the bass sound system in my car. So I have the HIFI sound system that does not come with the subwoofer in the trunk, so I need to tap the subwoofer speakers that are in the front doors. If you have the Harmon Kardon system, so that comes with a stock subwoofer in the trunk in the area that we're installing the new one, you don't need to remove this left side at all. All you need to do is unplug the stock amp and tap those wires for your new subwoofer, and that's all you need.
So here is the stock OEM amp on the driver's side. So here is what we need to first take off. There's a little clip on the top here. You pull this lever up, and this whole plug pops out like so. And then here is where the speaker outputs are. So the two pairs of speaker wires we're looking for is actually here. These two bundles here, you could see. There's a purple, yellow, black, and green. This is going to be the driver's side sub, and then this one, white and black, and then blue and gray is the passenger side. So if you look here, we're going to tap these wires here and then connect those to our line output converter right here. And let's get started. So this comes with a nice bass controller, which is pretty nice because I don't have to buy one for the amp anymore. And I'll probably just run this up through the back seats since I already have all the back panels open up, and then I'll line it up to the front seats later on. So I'll put that off to the side here. And then here on the plug, I'm going to start taking off some of this tape a little bit so I could get to the wires easier. And from the base, you already see that they're twisting the pairs of wires together. So this is one pair, this is the second pair. So we're just going to use some T-taps here and tap these two together. So here's one set of wires, here's the second set.
So I'm going to fast forward through this part of the video, but basically all I'm doing is I'm going to take the pair of white wires and tap that to one set of speakers, and then tap the pair of gray wires to the other speaker. Once that's done, I'm going to tie wrap the whole thing to the metal bracket on top of the stock amp just to hold it in place. And then also, if you're looking at the low line converter, you can see there's a yellow wire and a blue wire. The yellow wire is for tapping to a constant power wire, and then the blue wire is the remote wire that goes to your amp. I'm not going to use these because I'm going to tap the cigarette lighter on the other side closer to the amp, so I don't have to run more wires across. All right, we're almost done here. I just cleaned some stuff up. Here I tie wrap the low line output converter to the current amp bracket, and then I'm running the RCAs down along a current bundle of wires here on the bottom and have it sitting out in the bin over here on the right side, along with the power cable from the right side that's tied up to the fuse box. Now I'm going to put all the panels back together, and then I'm going to hook up the amp and the subs. So if you take a look at this box, it's kind of sticking out a little bit too far in order for the top to go down. So I need this subwoofer to sink in a little bit more into this crevice in the trunk. So what I'm going to do is flip this over. And then as you can see, there's a bunch of padding on the back side. I'm going to cut out a strip right here in order for the subwoofer to sink a little bit lower into this groove right here. And that should give me enough space for me to push down the subwoofer box so it'll fit in. So let's see. So we need it to be right about here, this level here. So probably about 2 inches. I'm going to cut this strip off right here. So I'm trying to be a little gentle with this. And then, so it's glued down, as you can see here. So I'm trying to peel off the glue. There's one strip right here, all along the edge. I'm just ripping this off. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, here we go. That's pretty much it. And then I could just cut this across. So let me grab some scissors. And I'm gonna cut this right about here. So luckily there wasn't that much glue holding it back, which would make it super easy to cut through.
That's about it. Now, that should give me a little bit more wiggle room to push this down. And I'm gonna put this back in the trunk and we'll see how it works out. So here's the completed project. This is how the trunk looks. I have my amp over here on the right. We can pull this out just so I can adjust all the gain settings and such. These are my current gain settings. Bass boost, all that. So technically, this will fit into this little cubby hole here, and we could mount this amp vertically if we wanted to, like so, inside this cubby hole. I'm just leaving it out for now in case I want to adjust some audio settings. And then here's the subwoofer. Subwoofer is fitting so like this. There's still a little bit of room around the sides, but for the most part, this is how it's sunken in. And I'll turn it on in a sec. As you can tell from looking at the subwoofer hitting, it's very, very close to the top of the lid for the trunk. So what I did was I bought some black felt furniture pads, which I'm going to link in the description, and I just stacked a couple of them up. They add about 1/4 to 1/2 inch for some extra spacing, and I just space them around where the lid comes down. That way, that will definitely prevent the lid of the trunk from hitting the sub when your trunk is full of stuff. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.